Coming up on Look Today, a $14 million Saratoga hospital expansion might have to be scrubbed. I've got details. And the Code Blue shelter will be closed Tuesday and Wednesday. And a victim of 15 burglaries seeks your help. More details on all of that coming up on Look Today. Welcome everyone, I'm J. Hood Jackson and this is Look Today. Well, in tonight's program, I sit down with Todd Garofano. He's the president of the Saratoga Convention and Tourism Bureau, and we're going to discuss Chowderfest. And I also talk with Alex Lombard to discuss the Lake George Music Festival. Plus, we have the weather for the Tri-North counties. But first, these headline stories. Well, in our lead story, a $14 million Saratoga hospital expansion might have to be scrubbed at its proposed location. Now, this is because two city council members have recused themselves from a required zoning change vote. Well, the expansion includes a $75,000 square foot building for medical specialists at the corner of Morgan and Myrtle Streets. The two city council members, Mayor Joanne Yepsen and Accounts Commissioner John Frank, have recused themselves from the vote to avoid indirect financial conflict of interest. Now, in order to get the zoning change vote passed, a supermajority is required, which is now impossible. Residents who are opposed to the location of the project did submit a petition to the city attorney's office, which legally triggered the super vote majority. Well, in other news, the Code Blue emergency homeless shelter on Gurney Lane, that is, in Queensbury, was closed Tuesday and will remain closed Wednesday because overnight lows are forecasted to be above freezing. Well, Gary Ferris of the American Red Cross, who makes the decision on whether the shelter will open, said because it is easier to suspend a Code Blue declaration rather than declare one when forecasts change, Code Blue will be declared every night of February with possible suspensions. In other news, check this story out. Business owner Greg Barato has been the victim of numerous burglaries at his home in Washington County. Now, according to Mr. Barato, both his home and place of business have been burglarized, are you ready, 15 times. Well, police believe the recent break-ins at Barato's home were part of a 4-burglary spree in the southern part of Washington County that was the work of the same thieves. Well, the Washington County Sheriff's Office released surveillance camera video, check this out, Tuesday from one of the heists at Barato's home, hoping to identify the men. The police have made several arrests over the years, but the Barato family has lost tens of thousands of dollars. Now, the police encourage anyone with information to call a sheriff's investigator, Mike McWhorter. Now, the number I'm going to give you is 746-2496. One more time on that number, 746-2496. Well, changing from news to weather. While most of the area saw rain today, let's see how the rest of the week is shaping up. For the latest, we're going to head to our Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast. Back to the news. Well, the month-long Lake George Winter Carnival kicks off this weekend with or without snow and ice. Out-house races and dog sled rides will still take place, but on land with wheels instead of on the lake. An opening ceremony start at noon on Saturday at Shepherd Park Beach in Lake George Village. That's followed by outhouse races beginning at 12:30 at the Boardwalk Restaurant parking lot, which is located on Lower Amherst Street. And the Winter Carnival Parade will kick off at 4 p.m. heading north on Canada Street. For those who want to watch Super Bowl 50, the restaurants and taverns will be televising the event. Coming up, I sit down with the president of the Saratoga Convention and Tourism Bureau to discuss Chowderfest in Saratoga. I also sit down with Alex Lombard to talk about the Lake George Music Festival. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea or join us for an interview, give us a call on the hotline. The number is 798-8000.